What up everybody, NeroTheHero here. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. I thought I would finally get around to answering some of the questions you guys had submitted on Twitter, so I'm going to get to that, but first, I have a joke. What is a ghost's favorite type of lunch meat? Give up? Bologna. Ta-da! Alright guys, let's get right into these questions. The first one comes from 343 Kento. Really cool guy, by the way. Before I answer the question, I just wanted to mention that everybody who asked the question on this video will be linked. I'll have a link to their channel in the description below, so definitely check out their channel because they're all a bunch of really great people. So they're definitely people that you want to have in your life and get to know. So anyways, getting back to the question, 343 Kento asks, how do you always stay so positive? You know, to be honest with you, I don't always stay 100% positive. You know, that kind of goes to, I was actually thinking about this the other day. I was thinking about just people in general and just who we are as humans. And, you know, we're really designed with all of these emotions for a reason. I feel like anyway. So, you know, if you're mad or if you're impatient or if you're feeling kind of negative, no matter what it is you're feeling, I feel like you need to allow yourself to naturally feel that emotion. Otherwise, you know, it's just gonna stay inside and get all bottled up and multiply until one day it just kind of explodes. And I've actually had a lot of problems with that in the past. So to answer your question, how do I stay positive? Whenever something negative happens or if somebody says something to me that I don't like, what have you, I just kind of let it be, just let it lie, just let it go. I mean, if somebody wants to go out of their way to say something negative to me or do something negative to me, then it's not really worth my time because it's not like they're trying to bring out the best in me. If anything, they're trying to bring out the worst in me. So yeah, so that's how I stay positive. Usually if something negative happens, I'll do my very, very best to just let it go and move on. There's this one saying that I heard a while back and it kind of stuck with me. It's, if it doesn't affect your pay, don't let it ruin your day. So that's one thing I keep trying to repeat to myself. I'm like, okay, well, it's, oh yeah, that was a pretty messed up thing that happened, but you know, it's not messing with my money, so whatever, cool. So anyways, yeah, that's how I stay positive. Thank you so much, 343 Kento. He has a pretty dope Minecraft channel. I'm gonna be super duper honest with you guys. Not really into Minecraft, but you know, I love watching his videos for some reason. It's just something about just him and his personality and everything. He's a mad crazy dancer too. So anyways, go check out his channel. I'm not trying to, you know, spoil everything, so go check him out for sure. And our next question, it comes from AB Rhombus, another super awesome dude. I believe he started YouTube fairly recently, so if you have not heard of him or seen his channel yet, hit him up. He's gonna be, I'll link to him down below. So he asks, what's your favorite game and console of all time and why? That is a really, 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 really difficult question. Cause you know, up until this year, actually, I have been purely a console gamer. I had it like a little kind of like home PC, like back in the day, and I was able to run like cheapy little games. Well, not cheapy little games, but like, you know, kind of like lower spec games, I guess you can say. But anyways, I'm getting distracted. So let's see, favorite console and game and why? Let me think. My favorite console of all time. This is the Sega kid coming out in me, so, you know, don't hate, you guys, agree to disagree. But anyways, my favorite console was the Dreamcast because my very first official console, well, my parents already had a Sega Master System before I was even born, I'm pretty sure. So they already had that. So I was a Sega kid before I was even born, technically. So anyways, so they eventually got us a Sega Genesis, and it was just awesome. We lost our freaking minds when they got us that. And we skipped over the Saturn and the 32X and all that stuff because it was kind of a weird, dark time for Sega. I don't really like to talk about. But anyways, so then the Dreamcast came out. And you know, my parents got it for me. I got it on release day, $9.99. The hype was so real, you guys. They got us a subscription to the Dreamcast magazine. It was just, I just have so many memories that are just ingrained into that particular console, and there were just so many really cool games. That's another really cool thing that I liked about the Dreamcast, is that it had a lot of arcade ports. So a lot of the games that I wanted to play in the arcade but wasn't really good at, and I'd end up just spending my $1.50, and then that was pretty much it. I can now come home and play these arcade games on my home console. That, and this actually segues perfectly into what my favorite game is, and that would be Phantasy Star Online for the Sega Dreamcast, that very first original one, because it was my very first experience as far as like MMO gaming. So it was my very first MMO. I know a lot of people were gonna say it wasn't a very good game, this and that, blah blah blah, whoop de whoop, but it was my very first online MMO experience, and it was just so awesome. You know, you guys, like, I played the crap out of that game. I'm pretty sure I spent the entire summer just grinding away on that game. I'd reached max level. I gotten all the skills, all the techniques. I had a bunch of rare weapons that I just kind of like gave away to the noobs and stuff like that if they were to join me or join up in a party or something like that. So I would say, yeah, that's pretty much it. Dreamcast and Phantasy Star Online. There was tons of other games that I love, but those just have a special place in this hero's heart. So thank you so much for that question, AB Rhombus. Make sure you guys check out his channel. Super chill guy. He is awesome, very ambitious, and he's very success-minded. So that's always something I gotta admire. So check him out in the description below. Just click on over, check out some videos after you're done watching this one. All right, the next question comes from Cutie Attacker, or Gamer Lolita on Twitter. She asks, what's your favorite game to play and why? So I don't consider this the same as the last question, because it was kind of more of like, I felt like that was more of like, what's your favorite game like overall? My favorite game to play, I feel like that means what's my favorite game to play right now. So that's how I'm gonna answer it. My favorite game to play right now, Warframe. I don't even know why I pretended to think about that. It's Warframe. It's kind of funny because I was really excited about Warframe at first, but it was a little bit earlier on before all these updates and whatnot. So, you know, the game itself was cool, but the thing is, it kept crashing for me. Especially because I just upgraded to Windows 10, and Windows 10 didn't agree with a lot of my games, despite what a lot of people were saying in their videos about Windows 10 not messing with your games, because that's not true. Don't believe that any of what they say. Well, it might not be true now, because obviously I got Warframe working. But anyways, I easily racked up 100 hours in that game within the first week of me playing it, when I finally got it to work. It's just so cool. It's awesome. You know, it's really well optimized. I just constantly get a 60 frames per second frame rate. It's amazing. You can just do all this parkour type stuff, jump off walls, you can use guns, swords, whatever. Super cool game. If you haven't checked it out yet, check it out. It's on Steam. It's free to play. I don't know if I mentioned that, but it's free to play. You can actually play this entire game and unlock a ton of stuff without spending a single dime. It will require a bit of grinding, but the gameplay is just so much fun. That's like, it almost redeems the fact that you have to do so much grinding. It does for me anyways. So yeah, that's my favorite game. Thanks for asking the question. Let's move on to the next one. All right, next question. It's another one from Gamer Lolita, actually. She asked me too. If I only had 24 hours to play any game, what would it be? Does that mean like 24 hours before I die? Is it like the last game I ever play? Because if it's the last game I ever play, ooh, that's a really tough one. If it's the last game I ever play, I would have to say Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Yeah, if I had 24 hours to play a game before I die, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Or another way to interpret the question is, if I had to play a game for 24 hours, what would it be? Same answer, Sonic and Knuckles. Sonic 3 and Knuckles. They were technically supposed to be the same game, but they had to split it up into 2 cartridges because it was so huge, so I consider them one game. So, there. Thanks for the question. And the next question comes from James Taffarogi. Oh my gosh, I love that kid. He's so awesome. So he asks, how do you stay so on top of the fashion game? Also, what's your favorite interview you've done so far? Well, I'm not that fashionable. Oh, I am wearing my work clothes now. I'm just, to be honest with you, I just wear what I like. I'm not really like fashion in the know or anything like that. I wear what I like, and I pick things out according to my style. I like blacks and grays and reds, of course, with like really high contrasts. I feel like no matter what outfit you're wearing, if you got on the right tie, you are so good to go. And especially if you know how to do a double, or a full Windsor knot. Like, this is what I have right here. Let's see how perfect that is? That's took a lot of practice, you guys. So if you don't know how to tie a tie, I highly suggest you learn how. It's really easy and it'll make you look awesome. So yeah, so to answer your question, I technically don't really stay on top of the fashion, but I just wear what I like and it just so happens to look good. So now, as far as my favorite interview that I've done, that is a really good question, because it's funny that he asks me this, because it just seems like right after I finish an interview, right after I upload it, right after I get that first like, that first comment, it's instantly my favorite interview until the next one. So technically all of my interviews have been my favorite at some point. So I can't really necessarily pick one. They're all kind of my favorite for various reasons. I mean, my first interview was with Gyrodactyl. I loved that interview just because it was my first one. It went really well. It was one of my first videos to get over 100 views. It was just, I don't know, it felt like it was me taking my first official step into the YouTube community and just kind of joining the YouTube crowd and becoming a real content creator, really. That's all it really is. And then my second interview, I think it was with Indie Timmy. I'm pretty sure he was the second interview. The reason I liked that interview so much was just because, I don't know, it was really laid back. I mean, it was just really just kind of like we had a conversation. I just kind of, honestly, by the end of it, I felt like I had known the guy for a really, really long time, and he's just so cool, and yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. We have a lot of things that we're into that we have in common, but then at the same time, there's a lot of things that we don't have in common, but it's still awesome, because one thing that I love about this guy is that he's always sending me cool music, because he's into metal and rock and stuff like that, and I like metal too, but I don't really know what to listen to particularly. I first got into metal and stuff back in high school. High school. It was high school, and it was one of my friends. He had got me into Slipknot. It was Slipknot, System of a Down, all that kind of stuff. It was kind of that kind of era when those bands were really popular, or gaining in popularity. So yeah, so I listened to, what was it, the first song I heard by Slipknot was Left Behind. That's what it was, and I was like, this is freaking cool. So then I had to just listen to more Slipknot and stuff like that. But anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. Anytime he's always sending me music, and it's always awesome music, and I love him for it. Thank you so much. It's just fantastic. He has a really cool channel, by the way. He does a lot of really awesome videos. Check out his Doom playthrough, the new Doom. It's just so freaking cool, you guys. And also he has a really good Undertale Let's Play. I think he's gonna play through it again, but I want to watch through his first playthrough again before I watch his second one whenever he gets around to doing it. So yeah, that's why I love my interview with Indie Timmy. So, and then the next one after that, I believe, was with the Gimme Goblin. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he was next, Gimme Goblin. And I love Riot. It's kind of like the same case. It's like, I feel like I've known this guy forever, and we have a lot in common. We're both Sega kids. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, he's just a super cool guy, really humble, and he's got his channel and everything, and he's just in it to entertain people. He's in it to make people laugh. He's in it to connect with people, to interact and all that kind of stuff. And he's just a really, 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 really genuine guy, and I love him for that. So definitely check out his channel. The one after that was Whoa, It's a Girl. Whoa, It's a Girl. That was see. Oh my gosh, you guys! I love all of these interviews. They're all my favorite. But the reason my interview with her was my favorite was, first of all, because it was my first girl gamer that I had interviewed on the channel. So milestone, whoop whoop, cool for that. Second of all, she's just an awesome chick. I mean, we chatted for a good hour or so, and we went back and forth and everything like that. You guys should definitely check out these interviews, all these interviews I've had with all these folks. Just in case you haven't seen them, I'll link the playlist down below. Or annotate it or something. I might not annotate it because I don't like annotations. I probably should use them because everyone else does. I just don't like them. But I don't, okay, I take that back. I don't like when people use too many annotations. Like if they're all over the screen and just covering everything, then it just gets obnoxious. But anyways, getting sidetracked. To answer your question, I know it's kind of a non-answer, but I love all my interviews that I've had so far. And I'm gonna love every single interview I have after this. So, you know, if you guys want to have an interview with me, by the way, just hit me up in the comments below. I'd be more than happy to just have a chat with you guys. I don't really consider them interviews. I consider it more just like chatting with you and getting to know you and just putting it on my channel and just kind of spreading the word about you. That's one thing I really love doing, is just promoting other people's channels. I don't know why, I just really like to. But anyways, so that's my answer. It's a long answer, but there it is. So thanks, James, for asking me that question. The next question comes from Zane Blaylock. What up, Dread Bro? Love my Dread Bros. Anyways, what's it like containing that much effing awesomeness at one time as just one living being? How do you do it? Practice. Okay, I got another question from Zane. He asked, how long have you been growing your locks? Excellent question. Thank you for asking. I've been growing my locks out since February of 2008. That was pretty much the last time I saw my scalp, essentially, because I had pretty much decided to just buzz my head, start from scratch. I was already wanted to grow locks anyways. I don't know, I guess I just needed somebody to tell me that I should just do it, because that's what I really wanted to do. So then one of these days I was just sitting around, we were having a bonfire or something like that. I was sitting around talking to a friend, and I was like, I really want to like grow locks. Like, should I? And she was like, yes, do it. And I was like, all right, well, that's it. And then now, like I said, that was when I decided to do it. So yeah, I've been growing them since February 2008. They used to be a bit longer. They probably would be probably down to my, no, yeah, they probably would be a little bit down to my, almost down to my waist by now. But I actually cut part of them off. The reason being for that is when I had first started growing them out, I had done some reading and stuff like that, and a lot of people said that they use beeswax or some kind of wax in order to kind of form the locks. So you kind of train your hair to just kind of like lock up and stuff like that. But then I later found out the hard way that beeswax actually leaves a lot of residue in your hair. It makes your hair really heavy. It pulls on your scalp, and it just stresses out your hair follicles and stuff like that. Sometimes it can even clog your hair follicles, and that's no good. So I didn't want any of that. So I tried to, guys, I tried everything. I tried like washing my hair in like scalding super duper hot water in hopes of just melting the stuff out. Didn't really work. I got some of it out, not all of it. So I decided to just chop off the heavy parts of my hair. So, but yeah, so that was probably a few months ago, not a few months, more than a few months ago, several months ago. But anyways, yeah, so that was the last time I trimmed my hair, I guess you can say, but I've been growing them since 2008. So thanks for the question, Zane. Check out his channel, by the way, super awesome guy. And yeah, I mean, just everybody's awesome. What can I say? Come on. Next question. All right, you guys, that actually does it for all my questions. I just wanted to say thank you so much to everybody for submitting your questions. And if anyone else had any questions they wanted me to answer, if I get enough, I'll do another video and ramble on some more. So hit me in the comments below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. That's where I am most frequently. That's probably going to be the easiest way to reach me. Just either DM me or just follow me or tweet at me or whatever. It doesn't matter. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm gonna get out of here now, you guys. I'll see you guys on the next video, but until then, you take care of yourselves and each other and do something heroic today. This is NeroTheHero signing out. Peace. Okay, you guys, I kind of lied. Before I get out of here for real, I wanted to explain my sign off because a lot of people say that they like my sign off, and it was just kind of something that just sort of randomly developed over time. So I just kind of wanted to explain my thought process behind where it came from. So when I say take care of yourselves and each other, it's, you know, that's actually from, what is it from? It was that one really like greasy talk show, Jerry Springer. Oh my gosh, my mom used to watch Jerry Springer back in the day just because for entertainment. She just loved seeing crazy people just like try to beat the crap out of each other. And I thought it was entertaining too. So anyways, I just remember at the end of every episode, he'd always say, take care of yourselves and each other. He'd always have some like weird monologue thing. And then he'd say, take care of yourselves and each other. I'm like, I like that. That's cool. I might use that. So I did. And then do something heroic today, you know, just do something heroic. Like, I try to do something nice or positive for somebody every single day, because not only because just it makes me feel good, but I just would like to just bring some positivity and some kindness and just whatever it is, just anything I can to brighten up somebody's day. So take care of yourselves and each other, do something heroic today. And then my little sign out, the peace, this actually, well, first of all, I'm saying peace, like peace out, you guys. I know in certain parts of the world, I think this actually is like the equivalent to the middle finger. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend anybody. If that, I think, what is it? It might be Ireland or something. Or Scotland. I don't know. Some other country that's not here. So anyways, I don't mean to offend anybody. It's a peace sign. Like, I think like this and this are like very, very different. So I don't mean anything by that. It just would look weird if I did it like that. Anyways, moving on. The reason I do that is, first of all, I'm saying peace, and second of all, ever since I was a little baby kid, my favorite superhero, or X-Men rather specifically, was Wolverine. So like, I always, like, in the video games and stuff, he'd always do like the chwing thing. Like, he'd always, like, when he'd like pull his claws out, he'd always like cross his arms and stuff. I thought that was so cool. So yeah, that's where that comes from. It's just NeroTheHero signing out. Peace. So yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. See you guys later. Bye.